I'm Ballarta. I am a trustee at the Institute for Advanced Catholic Studies at the University of Southern California. I'm also the CEO of Falcon Ventures and the organizer of the Humanizing Networks initiative. The Humanizing Networks initiative is an initiative that convenes leaders from all over the globe, from the sectors of technology, civil society, academia, and within the Catholic Church, to collectively discern on the most pressing technological questions regarding how to use technologies to uplift human dignity and pursue a common good. In the digital age, we've now come to a point where our technologies are advancing at a rate much faster than ethical discernment can occur. And because of that, the implications of the technologies without that discernment can have negative consequences. So it requires the discernment and the collaboration amongst diverse stakeholders to be able to pursue a way that technologies can be designed with human dignity at the center in pursuit of a global peace. Relationships with technologies have changed. From the perspective of an anthropological and historical context, we've typically used technologies as a way to extend or either maximize the achievement or our objectives. What we've started to realize is technologies are now becoming self-fulfilling in many ways. So the question that we pose to ourselves is, are digital technologies our tools, or in many ways, are we tools for those digital technologies now that we've become a part of an advent of generative artificial intelligence, large language models? It's an interesting thing to ponder about our relationships as society and also humanity in relationship with those types of technologies. That also poses questions about how do we think about re-embedding technologies into our societies, especially to uplift a human dignity at the center of that in pursuit of a common good. Some of the most pressing ethical questions that come up regarding this discussion and this topic, there are many. I think the one that stood out to me was around authenticity and truth. I think especially as we think about the impacts to create trust within our networks and our relationships, truth becomes a very important piece, either to dissolve those relationships or to strengthen them. I think especially in the venue in which we're speaking and discussing this topic, the Pontifical Academy of Sciences is really representative of a reconciliation of both science and faith, and the necessity to reconcile those two, as Pope John Paul II had placed in his encyclical, that are the two wings upon which the human spirit contemplates truth. Our approach to reconcile both science and religion in this discussion is really reaffirming that a pursuit to truth will be a cornerstone item for us to be able to explore in pursuit of what this means for pursuing stronger relationships with each other, knowing that truth, trust, and authenticity are very important components to that. The role that the Catholic Church and Catholic social teaching plays into this discussion is really in the regards in the light of how human dignity is promoted. In the most recent social encyclicals that Pope Francis had written, Laudato Si and Fratelli Tutti, all the way back to the corpus of the social encyclicals that mention an integral human development, we start to realize that beyond just a simple economic development, and integral human development really considers the whole of the person as a pathway towards global peace and uplifting human dignity. This approach and this framework is not just a moral framework that can help us discern these ethical questions, but also because the digital age is so complex, understanding the interconnectivity and the advancement in complexities because of those interconnectivities, the integral human development, understanding the gift of the self, of others, and the commons, is actually a practical tool for us to be able to navigate ways for us to design and direct technologies, especially for the good of all. To give this subject justice, this very important subject of fraternity in the digital age, we've realized that this is now a multi-stage scholarly process. We are now committed with our research committee to start to organize initial findings in terms of subtopics we can deepen our research into. A part of that, we've started to expand a scientific advisory council as well as a practitioners council. Our objective is twofold in this process. Number one is that in this process, through the Catholic intellectual tradition, we're able to identify seminal insights regarding emerging technologies and our pursuit towards a common good that are unique for the church, but also the broader international community. And then the second fold is by building out the practitioners and the different scholars a part of this process, we develop stakeholders that ensure that the insights translate into something that will resonate with practitioners to enable action in the real world. So our twofold is to be able to provide real seminal insights and enable real action that can uplift human dignity in the digital age.